Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining us on the Manufacturing Express. We are currently here in Eastern Tennessee, a beautiful part of the country. We'd love to learn a little bit more about you and tell us a little bit about growing up around here.
Oh, to me, this is the best district in the whole state because I tell people my district goes from Bristol Motor Speedway to Dollywood, and you have the Great Smoky Mountains thrown in. So it's been wonderful growing up in the first district. You know, if you're a country girl like I was, and you grew up average family, your days were spent. You know, your family worked in manufacturing, where they worked in manufacturing facilities. It's just one of those things. We got hard workers in this district, and they are loyal to the places they work to. And so those things I love. You know, I've been a pharmacist 37 years and taking care of people at a local level. And there's just some good-hearted, American-loving people here that are loyal.
You mentioned manufacturing, and that is clearly what we're all about. What are some of the policies that you think will help the community and improve manufacturing in the United States?
There's tons of things. I sit on Energy and Commerce in Congress, and, you know, it encompasses so many things that have to do with manufacturing. Well, first of all, you want tax incentives to make the companies thrive in the district and across the country. That's one thing we're fighting for before the Tax Cut and Jobs Act expired in 2025. We want to renew that because you have to incentivize these companies to put money back into the manufacturing sector, which is what keeps Americans running. Yeah. And I know they have workforce issues, and so Tennessee is driving young people into workforce development because that's what we need STEM workers for. Young people trained, skilled laborers. And how are you going to draw companies to come to Tennessee? First of all, we don't have a state income tax. Second of all, we have a skilled labor force. And so these are things you can implement in our state and take across the whole country. Make it conducive to make things in America again. There's a lot of things that they've outsourced and a lot of things going on. You know, I'm all about free trade, but, you know, if we can be self-sufficient as a nation and make it right here, that's exactly what we need to do.
Absolutely. You know, we've been driving across the country, visiting so many manufacturing communities, and that sentiment is very strong. You know, speaking of community, what is something that people should know more about East Tennessee and where you serve?
Well, as far as manufacturing goes, you know, we have 12 counties that I have in my congressional district. The third smallest county is Hamlin County, and the manufacturing jobs, it is unbelievable how many people come into that community. Look at Greene County. My goodness, it's a vast county, a lot of farmland, but we have a lot of manufacturing here, and we have skilled laborers. You know, and the one thing that really impresses me about Greene County, and I'm going to visit another plant when I finish up here, is they are self-sufficient within the manufacturing sector. There was one company in particular that if a machine broke down, the guys that were there that had been working on it, they didn't have to wait till they flew somebody in to fix that machine. They figured out a way to fix it to continue on doing what they had to do that day. And these people are smart. You know, it's the ingenuity that this area brings with these skilled laborers that just sets the tone. And I mean, it's small business manufacturing that makes our country run. And it's kind of like TCAT. Across the state, you know, the governor's poured a lot of money into applied technology schools and getting young people, middle school, high school, push them forward into that sector. And I remember the story during COVID, they were doing a robotics and they were waiting on the delivery of that machine, but they couldn't get, I think it was hooks or something that TCAT couldn't get, and they had to have that in place before they brought the machine in. Well, they couldn't get it, and they're like, well, wait a minute, we'll go to our machine shop, we'll CNC this, and that's exactly what they did. They had a problem, and they created a solution right there. That's what it's all about.
It's wonderful. It's a wonderful story to hear about. You know, this is a tour, and we are going around the country, over 10,000 miles. Can you tell us about maybe some stories you have of your travels? I know it's not easy having such a large district as well as having to go back and forth to Washington, but or do you have any favorite snacks or music or anything either from growing up here or your current trials and tribulations?
you have to, I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but when we were growing up, you were in the back seat with no seatbelts, and that's when you slept. And I remember one time in particular when we were coming back from, everybody around here goes to Myrtle Beach. And that's before they had the roads over in Unicoi. You had to come across Saluda Mountain, and we had a pop-up camper that we were hauling with the VO golf cart. And that thing broke loose. And it's almost like an I Love Lucy episode when my dad was driving down the mountain. Here comes the pop-up camper right beside of him. And, you know, he tried to get in front of it. He hit the back of the car, but it was a truck driver that came down that mountain and is almost out of nowhere that helped him get that fixed to where we could get to a level place to where we could fix it and go on home. But that was it wasn't a good memory, but it was something I never forgot.
Yeah.
And but snacks, you know, I drive back and forth to DC, and I always carry some kind of protein, some jerky, and probably popcorn. I love nuts, so that's my favorite. And I guess you'd have to look at Willie Nelson's song "On the Road Again."
Okay, that is a popular pick amongst.
I'm like, listen, that'll get you down the road.
Right. Well, I appreciate it. Well, I know it's a very busy day, so thank you so much for spending time with us and telling us about the congressional district and some of the policy priorities you have and you're fighting for in Washington.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure. It's a beautiful day and this beautiful bus. And can't wait to go out and talk to my constituents who I call friends and family.
Oh, lovely. Well, thank you again.
You're welcome.